All right, Taurus, it is time for your September general reading. We'll be using the Vice Versa Tarot. I've also been pulling out more symbolism and any instances where other signs pop up in your reading. Let me actually grab my journal because I've been doing some research and I wanted to pull that out more in the reading. So if you enjoy that, be sure to like and comment to let me know, and we'll keep that up. Otherwise, I've just been kind of trying some different things. So I have not done a pet reading for September. All right, so we've got the Two of Wands in reverse. Ooh, we got a lot of jumpers today. We also have Dobby up here. You can't see him, but he's just laying up here in the middle of my bed because it's where I sit when I do my readings, and he's just like, yes, this is where I'm going to be. Looks like we got a lot of thinking going on, guys. What's going on? Ooh, okay. It's like you guys have a lot of things in the works right now. We have the Seven of Wands, so that's a Two of Wands and a Seven of Wands. It's like you're considering a lot of options right now. Typically when a bunch of cards jump out at the same time, it's like you have a lot of choices to make, but I don't read all of those because it's like when all the cards jump out at the same time, it's like those are the choices that you have to make, and we don't have time to really get into every single story, right? So we got the Fool. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. And I'll show you all of the cards at the end once they all come out. I'm just running through that. So I'm curious about where Taurus is because the last couple of readings, we've got the King of Wands have been a little rough for you guys. And I know that was a very specific group and a very specific situation. So we'll see if we're moving away from that energy some. Hopefully we can talk about something else, something for a few more of you guys. Sometimes it's crazy though because like I know sometimes when I'm reading for a very specific situation, sometimes I'll know who the person is. We have the Hierophant. Again, a lot of choices. And this one, okay, so we've got the Nine of Cups, but I also want to reference that the moon just popped up, which is Pisces. So I would watch the Pisces video because like this is Pisces and Capricorn kept falling out of the deck. So I would say go watch those. We have the King of Swords. I know Pisces and Capricorn have been showing up all over the place. So I feel like a lot of energies are very tied right now. Also, I've been noticing that with I didn't say this in their video, but hopefully they'll probably end up over here, Taurus. If you're dealing with the Cancer energy, I feel like you've got a lot of heaviness in your heart space with your heart chakra. So, see, there are a lot of choices coming out. So be mindful of that and see if you can spend some time clearing that or clarifying what's going on there. We've got our 10 cards. I'm going to go ahead and set the deck aside so we can clarify if we need to. We have the Two of Wands here. And he's got this orb of energy in his hand. It's like he's working with energy. There's also a lion behind him, which makes me think Leo. This makes me think of Aaron's rod too, because it's like flowering, but he's not really paying any attention to that. So it's like there's something that you're passionate about that is developing and growing, and you're not even conscious of it. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because a lot of times, like the first part of a seed sprouting in the ground, we don't see. So like that has the potential. It has a lot of potential to grow into something really beautiful and abundant. We also have the Seven of Wands here, which is like your enemies have laid down their weapons, right? They're not, you're kind of surveying that, but it's like it doesn't necessarily have any meaning to you yet. Like here, you're just studying that, but on the other side, we can see that they're all gone. They've left their shields, their helmets, everything. So what does that mean to you? Also, I noticed this when I was pulling the cards, the Eye of Horus shows up on the last card here, and we'll get into that, but it just popped up on my computer as well. We also are starting a new journey with the Fool. So it's like there's a lily there, which is promise. There's a serpent tied around the bag. And I feel like the bag that you take with you, it's like deception. You feel like it's like your previous perception of situations, what you think you're going to need. It's not what you really need. We also have a cup and a crown laying here at the bottom of this. So it's like he's got the emotional, your emotional cup may be empty in this situation, and you're not ruling your energies, but you are starting a new journey. It's just that the things that you're taking with you are not the things that you'll actually need. In the reverse, you can see that there's a comet and he's following that. So it's like following a dream here, following a wish, setting everything else aside, but know that you're not going alone here. We have a puppy here. So it's like your guide, your protector, your spirit animal, you're taking that with you as well. We also have the early stages of manifestation. And Dobby, please stop. I know he's really cute, but he's also a butt right now. So that goes back to this new growth and development here on the Two of Wands. And we have that in the Eight of Pentacles, where it came up this way, where he's like, this is all mental. He's like started on the first piece of it, which is the mental growth and development, like planting the seed. And this is in the reverse, right? So there it is when you're finishing the last piece as well. Like in this journey, you're just starting to flesh out what it is that you want and how you want things to be. We also have a calm mind here with the Two of Swords. And I like that there's red and blue, which makes me think of, it's like fire and water. I know this is swords, but it's like shadow side, yin and yang. It's like balance showing up here. So a balanced perspective. And this is maybe how other people see you, because this is this is the front, but it came up in reverse. So it's like how you're looking at the situation versus how other people see the situation. You're not looking at the chaos or what could possibly go wrong. You're looking at everything going right and everything lining up for you, because things are always working out for you. We also have the King of Wands, and he's sitting there with his earth energy. I would also look at the salamander as a spirit guide that he has in the foreground there, or black and yellow, however that is meaningful to you. And again, we have that serpent of deception here wrapped around the tree. So there's some sort of deception here, but I think it is more so self-deception, which is in some regards most dangerous, because we don't necessarily see that clearly. So I would spend some time in meditation to get clarity around this part of your journey. I mean, you already have a calm mind, so you're in a good place for that, to just get clear about what it is that you're looking for and what it is that situations are offering. We also have the Hierophant in reverse, which is interesting because there's a baby here and the baby is playing with a key. But we also have an apple, which has 3 seeds on either side, so it's 3-3. That's something to look into. Now notice there's there's a 2 of Wands and 2 of Swords on the board, so look at 2-2 and 3-3. And we also have this fertility symbol here. So this is an abundance situation. We again have the serpent imagery showing up, and there in the pentagram or the pentacle on the back of the chair, there are some different symbols written which are representing different planetary alignments. There's also a key on the back of the chair, so it's like the key to this is in the hands of your inner child, right? That to understanding the deception, to everything that you are trying to create, the key to understanding all of that is within you, with your inner child. So again, coming back to the theme of meditation, get clear on what it is that you want and being honest with yourself. We also have the 9 of Cups here, and we see this guy's looking again super smug, and he's got his golden palace. It's like emotionally he feels like he's got everything he could possibly want, and then you can see on the other side there's that realization that there is more, and she's holding this cornucopia, so that's abundance there. You've reached a great place emotionally, but realize that there's more to this cycle. There's even more abundance than you initially thought there could be. So recognize that and be grateful, because like you never want to reach the top. That when you reach the ultimate top, that is the end of your journey, right? And it's all about the journey, it's not about the destination. We also have a sickle here, which can represent reaping. And this is the King of Swords, so this is what he looks like. And he's got the falcon there. And I looked up the meaning of the falcon somewhere. Protection and the Eye of Horus, and that's what we have here. That's what I referenced in the beginning of this reading. So he's also got this butterfly on his armor and 2 crescent moons, which is like cleansing, like the waning and waxing. So like waning would be releasing, and waxing would be putting in the desires for like manifestation. But in here we have the reaping, the sickle for reaping behind him. So it's like whichever way you plant the seeds, you will be reaping what you sow. So that's the mental aspect. And again, that brings us back to having the clear vibration, being clear about what you want, being clear about your desires, being mentally clear and honest with yourself in order to reap what it is that you want. We also have the Sun card here, which again has the Eye of Horus on it, which is the reference to protection, and the child with the horse. And we can see there's men on the wall here, and he's like outside a guarded city. But if you look at it from the other perspective, they're in front of a field of sunflowers. And I believe sunflowers are a reference to like promise again, and protection and youth and development. So it's like, this may look really dangerous to other people, but the child there is at peace and perfectly safe and guarded and guided. So I feel like, Taurus, you have access to victory over everything that you are facing, and it is all a matter of being honest with yourself, setting aside the deceptions and being clear about what you want. I see this reference to the lion here as a desire and a need for strength, but realizing that you're not on this journey on your own, that your spirit guides are with you. Here we have the dog. We also have this horse that's with a child who's standing near the wall. You may be dealing with a Scorpio as well, because we do have the serpent coming up a lot. Let me see if there's anybody else that this is speaking to. Oh, also the Hierophant is you, right? And then we were talking about your inner child here, which is very fitting. So you are showing up in your own reading. You do have, the key to this situation is to nourish your inner child. And I feel like if you're dealing with something really tough, some external energy, so, or even if you are one of the people who was referenced in the past 2 readings for June and July, that the answer to that situation is again to nourish and care for your inner child. And let me actually clarify that, because we have a child, a young energy showing up in 2 places in here. So I want to pull a card to clarify the inner child that we're speaking of, what it is your inner child needs. All right, so we got 2 cards here. We got the 8 of Wands, and there's a lightning strike and a Pegasus in the back here. So I wrote this down. The Pegasus is a representation of freedom beyond time and space. Taurus can be very stubborn. Again, there's lightning showing up here, which is a desire that will be fulfilled. But the 8 of Wands also speaks to an element of struggle, and it's like you can be above all of this. You have freedom beyond time and space. So don't imprison yourself. But we also have the 6 of Cups, which here it looks like she's drowned. She's in her emotions. Like she's in the water and he's just sitting there waving at her. But at the same time, like there's no way for her to climb out of the water, right? It's like she's dependent on him, and any situation where you're feeling dependent on someone else speaks to, I feel like that speaks to like childhood trauma or like generational trauma of some kind. And in this situation, it really could be either or, but the fact remains that you have to reparent yourself in order to move beyond this, but you have freedom beyond time and space. And this is you flying over the struggle. So this lightning here, it seems like it might be attacking you, but that's really just like your wishes are going to be granted, and the storm only makes you stronger. The storm only clarifies your desire. So the storm is not out to get you, but what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So I feel like this situation, you have so many options, but you need to reparent yourself and move away from this. Realize that any relationship where the balance of power is uneven, unequal, is not healthy. So, and the only reason that you're susceptible to this is because of this past trauma. Because like this is a pattern. This is a pattern that you're living. And if you reparent yourself, then you have the power to break free from that. Even though breaking free might look like this. So Taurus, I hope that was helpful for you. If you like this reading, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate your support, and I will see you next time.